That's how we do it.
Chit chat when I respond to that. Got the big drop, pull it up off the lot. Yeah, in a dance on the party shot. Tell the rude boys don't make the party stop.
Chit chat when I respond to that. Got the big drop, pull it up off the lot. Yeah, in a dance on the party shot. Tell the road boys don't make the party stop.
Take it easy. Fly guy, Ali, girl, I breathe me. Versace down, this one I no secret. Make the money, spend it like my BD. Easy. Rolling in the Benz, collecting all my ends. Blood eyes, lashing on my lens. More ties, them boy are my friends. Your wife, she want me again. Out and bad, yeah, we out and bad. One select to make the DJ run the whole place mad. Girl in her shoes and trees like we are old dog. Give them the thing and ling and make them no go back. Chit chat when I respond to that. Got the big drop, pull it up off the lot. Yeah, in a dance on the party shot. Tell the rude boys don't make the party stop.
Chit chat when I respond to that. Got the big drop, pull it up off the lot. Yeah, in a dance on the party shot. Tell the road boys now make the party stop. Let me tell you, some of them come here fit and up and them a pole. Now them just up in the clothes with them arm well fold. And I live out of them house with not a bill fold. We go by out the bar, them a look better but nah do not street them, nah do no road. We prefer to get a girl we can wine pon the pole. And know the road code and know how we roll them hips. We don't want to see no gunman clips.
Chit chat when I respond to that. Got the big drop, pull it up off the lot. Yeah, in a dance on the party shot. Tell the rude boys don't make the party stop.
Chit chat when I respond to that. Got the big drop, pull it up off the lot. Yeah, in a dance on the party shot. Tell the road boys don't make the party stop.
I see a lot of girls that should be having my baby. Tell the shot that you them left the gun in our case. Rude boy don't bust a gun in the place. Rude boy don't bust a gun in the place. I see a lot of
You're tuned in to 101.3 Roe FM WEVI and Bush Tea in the Morning with your hostess with the mostest, Neka Neekes. Be sure to grab a cup and pull up. We're about to get it started. You know what time it is, baby. It's tea time. Let's go. Good morning.
When I'm feeling under the weather,
How are you doing?
I still cocoa tea, use the sugar.
Hey,
Now we are complete.
darling.
Heat me up. Only one.
You tune into the island's hottest and the newest number one station. It's 101.3, guys. That's 101.3, that is. Good morning. Shout out to everybody that's on the TuneIn app, especially on the Facebook Live and on the dial. How you doing this morning? It's your hostess with the mostest, Neeks. Welcome to Bush Tea in the Morning. Hey, grab your cup and pull up. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's that time, baby.
Put that butter on the fire. Bubbling, you're bubbling, you're bubbling, it's over.
Hey, yes.
You're coming in close.
What we bubbling in our cup this morning? It is officially Friday. We made it through yet another one.
It's your cocoa tea.
10 days into the month of July already.
Darling, you're my baby.
Hey,
Feel if I go crazy.
I gotta say a huge shout out to our sponsors, My Loud Variety Store and Smoke Shop. Also gotta say a huge shout out to the Flaming Grill STX. And of course, you know, Liberty VI. It's Friday, so you know it's another Fiber Friday, baby. What does that mean? It means you get to sign up and you get your installation FREE free when you sign up today or any other Friday, that is.
All day through the night I dream.
Hey.
Miss Ocean Way you turn it up, make it smooth, my darling. When outside is pouring rain, put that water on the fire.
And bubbling.
Raise the temperature higher.
That's right.
Closer. Make the thing get
Hey, I hope you're getting ready for this Molly Dan experience are coming up.
on the fire.
Yes.
It's your cocoa tea,
Also, got to say a huge shout out to the Flaming Grill. Their backpack giveaway is tomorrow, mañana, that is. Okay, so they're saying it's a big deal for them to give back to you, the community. Okay, so listen, keep it locked. We got some more announcements to make in just a bit. It's 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, and Bush Tina Mana with your hostess, Neeks. And we have a big interview today. All right, I hope you guys are paying attention to the debates that's been taking place. All right, but we're going to get into that and more right here at Bush Tina Mana, okay? Keep it locked. It's 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI. Don't touch that dial.
Good day, my fellow Virgin Islanders. This is Milton E. Potter. Everywhere I go, housing is the worry I hear often. Young people wonder if they will ever own a home here. Parents wonder if their children can afford to stay in the Virgin Islands. Working families are paying rising rents while ownership moves farther away. That is not just a housing issue. That is a future issue. Stacey Plaskett fought in Congress to secure historic federal housing and recovery dollars, including HUD funding and community development block grants to rebuild and expand housing in the Virgin Islands. But money on a federal spreadsheet does not hand a family the keys to a home. Land, funding, and plans mean nothing without execution. Virgin Islanders deserve progress they can see and feel. That is why Stacey and I are running. A Plaskett-Potter administration will move stalled federal housing allocations into construction, use a disciplined public-private partnership to build mixed income and affordable homes, and make sure those home prices match what Virgin Islanders actually earn. We will expand down payment assistance so first-time home buyers can move from paying rent to building equity. We'll reduce the infrastructure costs on family land, including utility connections that stop projects before the first block is laid. And we will create a public digital dashboard so you can see where housing dollars are going, which projects are delayed, and who is responsible. That is about dignity, stability, and giving our children a real chance to stay, build, and own a piece of the Virgin Island. On August 1st, you can vote for the power of two, Plaskett-Potter, number 2 on your ballot.
Sponsored by the Caribbean Democratic Alliance.
I will finish this year strong. I'm going to be the best version of myself. I'm going to renovate my house. I'm going to consolidate my debt. I'm going to invest in my future. And I'm going to live with more purpose and peace of mind, period.
Make your plans come true with an Oriental personal loan. Apply and you could receive a credit decision the same day. Go to orientalbank.com/apply today or visit one of our branches. Certain terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Here's what the record shows. Governing is an opportunity to deliver for Virgin Islanders. Tregenza Roach and the Brian Roach administration had 8 years. 8 years with responsibility for our public money. 8 years to strengthen safeguards and protect trust. Under the Brian Roach administration, former Police Commissioner Ray Martinez and former OMB Director Jennifer O'Neill were both convicted in a federal public corruption case. One was responsible for our public safety. The other is responsible for our budget. Now Tregenza Roach is asking for the top job? Before you vote, ask who protected your money. What does the record show? Make your plan. Vote in the Democratic primary on August 1st. Paid for by Virgin Islands Advancement Coalition.
Are you looking for another source of income while earning an in-demand marketable trade that enhances your resume? If so, the Virgin Islands Air National Guard is the best-kept secret of the Air Force that provides you these opportunities and so much more. Take advantage of these amazing benefits while serving locally in your community 1 week in a month and 2 weeks a year. To learn more, contact your Virgin Islands Air National Guard recruiter at 340-277-8000.
The new 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, Frederickstead, Christiansted,
And cry full of pure vibes.
St. Croix.
Mobile and true fiber. Some things are better together. A mobile phone and true fiber. Now everyone is happy, 'cause they have a mobile phone and true fiber. Better together we are. Better together we are. Better together. Mobile and true fiber.
Liberty, your world, better connected.
Whenever you feel like giving up, 101.3 Roe FM keeps you going.
See yourself, what's this? I joke this. And then everything have body come like weed here, the Colombia them done. I'll cool up, bitch. Slice up to the time. Hey, little lady. The teacher. Ready? Yeah. All in a prison, me I make millions, me a talk about US dollar, nigga. How about a big song, wash it fever? It's a legal and it's a silver. Your mother through the prison grill. Your girl through the prison window. But up the with me middle finger. Then me dig it out hard with the timber. Forget a D in your city, that's a couple milli. US dollars and it cannot fit in your billy. The DG them will never want people see me. Don't never want the just free. But from a touch the microphone, you get if you can see me. Who no career cut short like Nicki Minnie. You're even gritty like my daughter. Come here, pretty pretty. The original, the rest of them are in it. Prison did that, but out I run it heat worse. Me have me one opinion, no need yours. The internet, I cost me about, me fi feature. Some of them are sassy, them are some are set a niche. Let go me t-shirt. Remember say I one burn a me turn. When me fi do, let go her and keep her. Yeah, controversy start from the teacher return. That the comment is coming. That the comment is coming. That the comment is coming. Prison, me I make millions, me a talk about US dollar, nigga. How about a big song, wash it fever? It's a the gold and it's a the silver. Your mother through the prison grill. Me your girl through the prison window. But up the me middle finger. Then me dig it out hard with the timber. Forget a D in your city, that's a couple milli. US dollars and it cannot fit in your billy. The DG them will never want people see me. But wall will never want the just free. But from a touch the microphone, you get if you can see me. Who no career cut short like Nicki Minnie. You're even pretty like my daughter. Come here, pretty pretty. The original, the rest of them are in it. That the comment is coming. That the comment is coming. That the comment is coming.
Hey. And we're back. Yes, guys, it's 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, Ambush in the morning. Ay. How y'all doing this morning, this Friday morning?
This is VI Star Boy, Bugsy Busy Bee. And it's all about the Bush tea in the morning show. I get my Bush tea power on there. Hey, DJ. Hey, Neka Neekes. How we go? 101.3 Roe FM.
Hey, yo. Catch yourself, man.
Hey. Catch yourself, the man. Yo. That's right. Shout out, Busy Bee. It's Friday. And I hope if yesterday was a little rough. If Monday was as tough as you thought it was, today's a better day, eh?
Imagine bills, God pay your will done. Hard times and skills for your hand. But your kids well kept and got food at the table. And that's money well spent.
What?
The wrong side of the belt. But you alive and you know you got strength. Hold on, keep faith and a prayer. Mr. the God play the cards that you dealt. You keep pushing on.
For everybody going through it right now. Whether it's losses, uphill battles, challenges. Listen, let me tell you. What's today?
So tell yourself, yesterday is not today. Today is a better day. Yesterday is not today. Today is a better day.
Yes. Got to ring the cowbell on that. Yes. Big election year, Lord have mercy. And you had better know.
Imagine getting a phone call so your friend just gone and you drive to the scene and the seat. Imagine going on stage that very same night. Everybody wanna know how you do it. Imagine after the show in my car breaking down crying tears gonna fill a whole beach. The show must know all that we do it. Shades are no out, so so tell yourself yesterday.
That's right.
Today is
always a better day.
Yesterday is not today. Today is
And today we got awesome interview. If you follow us on social media, you might already know. We got candidate for delegate to Congress, Janelle Sarro. She's coming into the studio today. Hey, you reached just in time, just in time. Your mic, I know it, I know.
Hold on. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Bugsy coming with a good energy. Yes, Bugsy say, yesterday is not today. Today is a better day. And that's how we doing this Friday. Nice and lovely. How you feeling this morning?
I'm doing well.
All right. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all were paying attention. And listen, I don't even know how you got energy to come and sit down with me here this morning, because y'all had a long night last night.
Listen. I mean business already.
Well, that we know. She is ready, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? In honor of that, let me just pull this up real quick, because listen, I got to. Okay, ready? So before we even start, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention.
Are you ready? Send her to the hill, to the hill. Are you ready? Let's send her to the hill. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's send her to the hill. Are you ready?
All right. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing? How we feeling? Good morning. We have none other than candidate for delegate to Congress, Janelle Sarro, here in the studio with us. How you doing this morning?
I'm tired.
Good
Good morning.
Good morning.
No, I'm here. You know, we're on a campaign trail. We're leaving no crumbs behind. We're taking no prisoners. We are going to continue to campaign and not take anything for granted. And of course, voters also need to continue to see their politicians, the elected officials,
Correct.
continuously engaged, right?
Right.
I never really leave the scene, to be honest. I'm always active in the community, outgoing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited this morning to be up, awake. I am not a morning person, but my campaign insists all the time that I wake up. My chief of staff, Simone Edwards-Williams, if you're listening, and my cousin Rena Sarro, I was like, the early bird gets the worm. So I'm here. I'm up. I'm alive. I'm grateful.
That you are. So welcome yet again to the Bush Tea in the Morning radio show right here on 101.3 Roe FM. It's a pleasure to have you in here with us. So, you know, speaking of which, you say you're bright, you're early, you know, the early bird gets the worm, and that is true. And listen, a candidate is only really as good as their team. So shout out to the entire team, you know, making sure to push you in the right direction, because the early bird surely does get the worm. Now, I gotta say, I kept up with the debates and everything that took place last night. It was intense out there on the floor. What were your thoughts?
I prepared. One thing that I've always been known for is preparation.
Yes.
But my preparation doesn't happen. It's not happenstance. It doesn't happen like the night before, the day before.
Right.
If I make up my mind that I'm going to do something, I prepare from like now.
Yeah.
You know,
From
so
the minute you make the decision.
yeah.
Okay.
So nothing. I wasn't cramming for a test, and my father always would tell me, and my mom, would say that your success depends on how engaged you are.
True.
Right?
Mhm.
So for me, talking about the issues and the solutions to the Virgin Islands comes from being engaged, right? If I talk to you, I talk to other young people, I understand the plight about coming home, the cost of living, important stuff,
Yes.
the education system. I have parents that I'm actively engaged with, as
Right,
everybody
right.
know. Right? I'd harass my father and my mom too. So I understand
Right,
the
right.
issues of healthcare.
Yes.
And then when I go someplace, I'm like, okay, this is a problem, that's a problem. How can I fix this? I'm always in a place of what can we do? So talking last night, answering questions last night wasn't really hard for me because I am engaged in this community.
Correct.
I don't, my head ain't here in the community here, or my head is not in the sun.
Yeah.
And, I just like an ostrich. I understand. I mean, I coach, I teach, I see young
Yes.
people every day, dying to gun violence, crime. More intervention and prevention is needed, protection of the borders. So last night was intense for some, but it felt natural for me. And then I knew that they were coming for me and they were gunning for me.
Yeah.
I felt it from the paid
And that you don't
editorials.
lie.
From
And
the
that
paid-
you don't lie, right?
even in the Democratic Party chat. I know they're coming, right?
Uh-huh.
So from the paid editorials to the comments on the internet, but I look at it like sports. When I was always gifted athletically and academically. So I knew when it's time for us to have a game, the game plan is stop number 4.
Yeah.
Right? And that's my jersey number.
Right,
Ironically,
right.
my number for the ballot.
And wasn't that your number when you ran for
Queen?
For Queen also?
Yeah, it's stop
Lord.
number 4. So when I
Uh-huh.
would go play volleyball, for example, I got double black, triple black, and I have to create a way to score.
True,
When I
right.
play basketball, I play basketball on a national team. I see them preparing. Good luck, team ISV. It's less behaviors.
Hey.
But it was always, double, God sorrow. When she get a ball, so when I would get a ball, I would be frustrated. Like, what do I do? Do I dribble? You can't
Right.
dribble through a press. Dish the ball. So I look at it as the team knows I have to shut number 4 down, and I had to just learn to walk around and remain composed, and that's what happened last night.
So you were at home, really and truly.
Yeah,
This is
I look at,
natural.
I treated the debate like it was, you have to change your mindset, that growth
Right,
mindset.
right.
So I had to change my mindset and say, Janelle, treat this like one of your collegiate, because I didn't play ball on a low level.
Correct.
I played on the highest level. So I had to
Right.
treat last night like a game. And the game was, you're coming for number 4. Number 4 is the leading scorer at this point in time. Don't get frazzled. Don't feel like don't lose your composure. Stick to the game plan. Stick to the
Right.
game plan, and I executed. So
And that you did. And with that being said, ring the go bell. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it is a hot, hot election year indeed. And, aside from just the debates that's been taking place, what election season looks like for many of us comes with a lot of tug of war, throughout the community, based on last names, family, friends, all that good stuff. But we want to make sure we're making the right decisions based off of who is prepared for the job. Okay. I don't know, something about last night's debate, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it came off a little pageantry-ish to me. Like, I was wondering, because we're really talking about the people that are going to be holding the pens in our futures, making the decisions on the spot and representing us in the best ways possible. It's really not about, who for who and I don't know how many, how often you could say a number, it's just.
Yeah. And a few misconceptions were placed on the record last night. One were the insular cases, because I spoke about the insular cases, which people don't know. In 1901, the insular cases state that we are aliens and savages to be governed by Anglo-Saxon principles.
Right.
And the Miss Smith next to me said that the courts already decide that. And if, as an attorney, I was a bit shocked by her response.
Right.
Because if she read the justice's response on the last case, basically us going to the Supreme Court to ask them for citizenship for people in the Virgin Islands and the territories.
Yes.
The more we lose those cases, courts rely on previous cases, precedents, right? So bad precedents is being set in the court, because the court is basically telling us, if she read the opinion, that the insular cases have to be decided by Congress, because Congress has plenary power over the territories.
Correct.
But for her to respond and just say the courts decide that, for somebody with a law degree, meaning me have none, I say, what could have caused this, right? So I just wanted to correct the record, people of the Virgin Islands, that our citizenship, our status has to be decided by the U.S. Congress, not the Supreme Court.
Right. And, I think along the course of this election season, we're seeing more and more where the gaps in understanding are or lie within our community, or even within those who are running for certain positions, just understanding the different structures and categories of government. So those are one of the areas I would like to see some emphasis in terms of educating the community, because we falling off somewhere. If everybody going through the school system and we coming out and we still lack these understandings, So what are some of your feedback in terms of the things that you would like to see on the ground? One of the things that stood out for me during the debate was when you mentioned that, especially where education persists, right? We already have a lot of the help that we need. However, the focus on the ground level within the departments and with the commissioners, I like that you mentioned that is where we can get a lot of that help. But what does that actually look like?
Right
Paint
now,
that picture for me.
So when I serve in the Senate and I chair disaster recovery, and we would have like all these bottlenecks when it comes to spending the federal funds, the disaster recovery and all their assistants of the assistants, the check of the checkers would come before me, and they would outline all these issues that they're having, and I would sit there and be like, anybody talk to Stacey?
Right.
So I would pick up the phone and say, Stacey, I just finished a hearing. The fishermen can't get an aid. We're having this happening in this direction, that happening over here. And Stacey would be like, you gotta be effing kidding me right now. So I'd be like, yes, we have a problem.
Right.
And I realized that there was a disconnect between the administration and the Congress person. And then when I would watch the governor in his interviews, he cussing she off, talking about she taking his credit and he gonna gut her like a fish. And I'm like, dude, we have to communicate between the local government and the federal government. So I realized when I served in the Senate that I don't think money is going back because we want to send it back.
Right.
Like, and I'm going to use education as just one example. There's so much like red tape, and then like let me get for education. Let's do Department of Health, for example. Department of Health received these millions of dollars for opioid crisis.
Right.
Now, opioid may be a problem, but in the Virgin Islands, we don't have a crazy. We ain't going for pills.
We know what we have, but it ain't that.
Right? So the question would be, so they struggle to spend those millions in that opioid grant.
Right.
So call me the congresswoman and say, listen, in real time, this is the deadline coming up for so and so and so. How can you best help us, reprogram those funds? Maybe somebody at the help desk, because there's a help desk on grants, right? Maybe somebody at the help desk if I could, talk a word or talk to a colleague from a different state or jurisdiction, but you're not having those conversations. So what I actually want to do is say, listen, every quarter, with the governor's blessing, can I meet with your cabinet and tell me in every quarter on a standing Zoom call, give me 3 action items for my office or 2 to say, listen, I have all this money and there's a risk of it going back. And the reason I can't spend this is because they're asking us for this, this, and this, and this. And because the federal government have a lot of red tape. Let's not act like we don't have it.
That's right.
Same with disaster recovery. Some of the projects we can't get moving because the red tape is just insurmountable. When you look at FEMA comes and says, okay, you have category A, category B. No, prudent replacement category E. Okay, we're in category E now. You say 100% reimbursement, and you go back and say, okay, you have to have a car share. Then after a few weeks, a new team come in and tell you, well, the design that you have really ain't making no sense. Such a design. By the time you go through all this back and forth with the federal government, the money's still sitting there. There's no change. There's no solution. The Virgin Islands people can't feel what's going on. So I have to say, we have to have those discussions. Talk to me in real time. Not me calling from the Senate asking you, listen, in this hearing went upside down yesterday, and these are the problems. Call me in the congressional office and allow me the chance to work on your behalf.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we're going to cut to a brief commercial break. You tune into 101.3 Roe FM, the island's new hottest. It's 101.3 WEVI and Bush T in the morning. Keep it locked. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Greetings. This is Janelle Casero, your candidate for delegate to Congress and number 4 on your ballot. Congress negotiated prescription drug prices to lower costs for Medicare beneficiaries nationwide. That's a goal we can all support. But once again, the territories were largely left out of the conversation. The Virgin Islands has a unique healthcare system, a limited number of pharmacies, higher shipping costs, and fewer healthcare providers than any state. Yet Congress moved forward without fully evaluating how these changes could affect access to medications right here at home. As your delegate to Congress, I will fight to ensure that federal healthcare reforms work for the Virgin Islands, not against us. Because before policies are passed in Washington, the Virgin Islands deserves a seat at the table and a voice in the discussion. I am Janelle K. Soro, number 4 on your ballot.
Hey, St. Croix, listen up. Your favorite spot, formerly known as Spicy Grill, is still turning up the heat as the Flaming Grill. Same flavors you love, now with more options. Located across from the Agricultural Fairgrounds on the road headed to the BMV. You can't miss it. We've got barbecue chicken, baby back ribs, pork chops, lamb chops, ribeye, and New York steak. Plus, fresh grilled salmon, mahi-mahi, and shrimp. And don't sleep on those daily specials. Kanken butter sauce, rich oxtail, Tuesday roti, and so much more. Always cooked just right. Burger lovers, you're covered. Chicken, steak, salmon, dolphin, veggie burgers with fries, wraps, wings, salads, hot sides, the whole lineup. Open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located across from the Agricultural Fairgrounds on the road headed to the BMV. Call ahead 340-778-6270 and follow us on Facebook. Same roots, a whole new fire.
This is Donna Fred Gregory, your Democratic candidate for governor. In 2021, I successfully sponsored legislation to enact the Territorial Agriculture Plan with 8 mandates to boost local farming and strengthen our food security. This plan has not been fully implemented. It's time to get serious about building real agriculture business models, sustainable farming, and strong fisheries to produce our own food right here at home. Enough is enough. Time for results. On August 1st, vote Donna Fred Gregory for governor and Rodney Moorhead for lieutenant governor.
Paid for by VI Now for DFG. This July, the excitement never stops at Caravel Casino. Every Sunday from noon to 4 p.m. Join us for Sunday Fun Day, where 5 Lucky Rewards Club members will each win $500 cash every hour. Plus, receive free slot play based on your club tier. If you're 50 or better, stop in every Monday for $10 in free slot play. Tuesdays and Saturdays, Rewards Club members receive bonus free slot play based on their tier. And every Wednesday, enjoy another free slot play offer just for visiting. Then, turn up the heat. Thursday nights from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. during our Beat the Heat drawings with $500 cash winners every hour. Every Friday from 3 p.m. until midnight, it's our staycation drawings where hourly winners take home $500 cash or a 2-night hotel stay. And celebrate Independence Day on Saturday, July 4th with $500 cash drawings every hour from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Join the Caravel Rewards Club today and receive $25 in free slot play just for signing up. Caravel Casino, your place to play this July.
Now at churches, buy one, get one free Tuesdays. Buy one wing, get your second wing free. Now you can fly. Buy one of anything and get one free. Bring your friends. Churches Tuesday giveaway while it lasts. Fly with 2 wings. Only pay for one. Now at churches in Sunny Isle, my son.
8 years. What's the plan? On August 1st, Virgin Islanders face an important choice. The current Lieutenant Governor has spent the last 8 years in office. After 8 years, Virgin Islanders deserve to ask a simple question. What has been accomplished and what comes next? The street addressing initiative was important. It started under the De Jong administration, a project that should have taken a few years, stretched into 2 administrations, which you served 8 years out of the 12 years, and the project is still not completed. Our banking system remains difficult for families and businesses. Insurance costs continue to burden homeowners and businesses. Too many residents still struggle with the same problems they faced years ago. Now, after 8 years in office, the Lieutenant Governor is asking for a promotion to Governor. But where is the plan? Where is the vision? Where is the roadmap for the next 4 years? Virgin Islanders deserve more than slogans. We deserve specifics. How will our economy grow? How will housing become more affordable? How will healthcare improve? How will government services work better for ordinary people? How will we create opportunities for young Virgin Islanders to stay and build their future at home? His running mate has served in public office for years as well. Together, they represent the political establishment that has overseen the status quo. If the problems remain the same, why should we expect different results? This election is not about personalities. It's about performance. It's about accountability. It's about results. On August 1st, ask the hard questions. Demand a plan. Demand results. Demand leadership that moves the Virgin Islands forward. Because after 8 years, business as usual is not enough. The Virgin Islands deserves better.
Sponsored by Forward Movement.
From the VI Radio Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Rob Carolyn. Saharan dust will continue to move into the area from the east, and that's going to lead to hazy, hot conditions across the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico today. We're looking at temperatures between 90 and 95 this afternoon. The heat index up over 100. It will be quite breezy out of the east as well. Winds at times gusting over 25 miles an hour. Tonight we're clear to partly cloudy. Will remain breezy and hazy overnight. Lows around 80. Hazy sunshine continues into tomorrow. It's breezy and hot, 90 to 95 with the heat index up over 100. There'll be less in the way of hazy sunshine by Sunday as the Saharan dust starts to move out. It'll be breezy. Highs will be closer to 90. Offshore, small craft advisory remains in effect. Winds east at 15 to 25 knots. Exercise caution. Waves are 4 to 7 feet. The chance of rain offshore less than 30%. From the VI Radio Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Rob Carolyn.
Neka Neekes, you're not frightened for hype nor your plastic smile. Cause we up full and bright. The king already guiding you before your foot touch the soil. Yeah, Neka Neekes up full and it no matter who are 8 pound we always live free. Neka Neekes, you're up full and just know that you love Jah and Jah love way. We up full and boondocks to the world. Up full attitude said that. Neka Neekes, press play.
Okay, guys, we are back. Yes, love alone, Ras attitude. Good morning to everybody on the TuneIn app, everybody on the Facebook Live, and everybody on the dial. How you doing this morning? It's Friday, 10 days into the month of July already, 27 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And we're picking up right back from where we left off, guys. We have none other than candidate for delegate to Congress, Janelle Sarro. Hey, yes, welcome back. All right. So before the break, we were talking a bit about, what was going on with last night's debate.
11:08?
Oh, Lord. And, I saw some questions online and whatnot. So now that we're in a more relaxed state, we can really digest what was going down, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I know for a fact everybody was in the comments asking about is this 1108.
Correct.
For sure, okay? And what is it, and where can we find out more information about it? Because 1108, I can't tell you what it actually means.
With all due respect, I know what 1108 is, but it wasn't my duty to give her an assist
Right.
So she could explain 1108.
Mhm.
1108 is a section of the Social Security Code that caps our Medicaid funding.
Okay.
So she's asking for the cap to be removed. So when I was answering, I'm like, we have to remove the Medicaid cap. We have to look at the TEFRA rebasing. We have to look at the prescription drug program. We have to look at full inclusion into all MAP, which is medical assistance program,
Right.
all of the MAP programs that are available, because when it comes to the territories, we are excluded from those programs,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
The Affordable Care Act, all of them. So, you know, it's funny because my team and people in general are always saying, remember your audience.
Right.
Who's your target
Right,
audience,
right,
right?
right.
So I could get up there and say 48, 16, 25 of the U.S. code says blah, 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 blah. And, you know, you have to remember the people that you're talking to, the target audience. And I think we lost sight of that. So she was saying 1108. But for the listening or viewing audience, that's what 1108 is.
Okay, well, thank you for providing clarification on that, because I
And
wasn't
then-
sure why we should be rooting for that.
Yeah, and I saw a thing in a comment too when it was like, she got a question ahead of time. I did not.
Oh God! Listen, oh my goodness!
And
well,
then they were
well,
like,
that speaks on how prepared you came out looking.
And
right?
every radio interview you go to, I ain't here with my two hands swinging. And you ask me 1108 and I could answer it, right? Nothing before me.
Right.
But I also
No
know
iPad, no
nothing.
notes, no
yeah.
nothing. Oh my goodness!
I
Right.
speak from the dome, and you know, to God be the glory. I hope that I'm never like diagnosed with any memory loss illness, because
goodness, that's your strength?
the memories, yeah. I
Hey.
knew that because I have the ability from a young age in studying for a test. I would know if in the textbook in the bottom right of the page, this is where I read this. So my brain will remember what line it was on, the page number it was on,
You
the
have
picture
photographic
above
memory?
it. Yes.
Oh my gosh!
So-
oh, chills.
Yeah, so
You be like
I-
the CIA girl.
yeah, I used to downplay my academic gift a lot, but I knew, you all know your talents, and mine has never been substance. It's always been, Janelle, deliver it a little better.
Yeah.
Be a little more politically correct. And that was a part of debating that I really had to work on, because like my dad would tell me, you can't say like that, Janelle. My mother would say, no, be more articulate, because she's an educator. So,
right.
because I would just say, mommy, you're dumb. It's a dumb bill.
Say it better than that.
yeah. But the comments, and I saw a few, if I got the questions already, I walk with
Yeah.
a notebook, because I asked permission. I'm like, what's the rules?
Yeah.
So you could walk with your notebook. So if you notice, when they were asking a question, I'm like scribbling my 3 points, because I only have 90 seconds, and I can't give you no dissertation. I can't tell you the intro, the body, and the conclusion. I need to get to the point. So that's what I was actually doing, because if you saw it, and when I would talk,
Yeah.
a pen in my hand, I don't want to walk in a room like I know I have it. I didn't know what to expect.
Correct.
So I don't take anything for granted, and it's always prepare, no matter how skilled and talented you feel you are.
Right, and that's so true, because I was wondering why everybody seemed to be running out of time, and I was like, I don't understand. Is it just that Janelle has more time to speak, or what is it? But I think we just got our answer there while things were being asked. You were making sure to zone in on your 3 points so you could get those across first.
Yeah, and my target was never. My target is the audience. I didn't walk into a debate looking to attack Terry, Stacy, or my good friend at the end, Mr. Hansen, who I just met.
Mr. Hansen had me listen.
Yeah, he was the life of the party. I really enjoyed him. But my intention wasn't to attack women, because also people are fearful of women in power for that very same reason, right?
that's
I didn't want to be catty. I ain't come to be catty. We have issues to address. And if you look at any campaign I've been on across the years, attacking a candidate really isn't my forte. I'm going to attack the substance of the argument.
Right.
So where I fell out with the two other women to my left, we fell out over the rum cover over, because I started to challenge their position on the rum cover over, because I realized that they were being loyal to their own theories, they were being loyal to their own opinions, and the truth was evading them. They weren't being loyal to the truth, and the truth was that the 1325 don't make no sense.
Right. So let's dive into that a little bit, because that is definitely one of the bigger topics when it comes to delegates to Congress, nominees and candidates. So this rum cover over, we spoke about it briefly last time you were here, what it is, as well as what it was intended to be. However, moving along, and although it had all the best intentions at heart, it did not include what price ranges and what the economy would look like in the future, which is what we're now dealing with, right? So educate our listening audience a little bit for me on that, as well as what your views are in a resolve for this.
So the rum cover over is the territory has two rum distilleries, Cruiser Rum and Diageo.
Correct.
Now, when we had Cruiser Rum alone, there's a law in Congress at the time that we would receive $10.50 per proof gallon, right?
Correct.
So on every per proof gallon, the territory would be remitted $10.50. Under Governor John DeYoung, that was expanded to another rum company, Diageo.
Yes.
I think Diageo was one of the worst deals that we've ever had. We gave away the whole kit and caboodle. That the Diageo deal, I was following it closely because John DeYoung was the governor when I was in college.
Correct.
So we were receiving $10.50 then, and then of course came the whole Diageo deal. Now, under Governor Turnbull, he asked for an extension from a $10.50 per proof gallon to $13.25. So by the time, this extension began in 1999, and it was extended under every governor since. So by the time, when you get a rum cover over, it's like a tax, basically.
Correct.
And the Treasury has to remit the money that we make back to the territory. So usually the rum cover over, which would be called, the official thing is the Internal Revenue Matching Fund. That money would be remitted back to the territory, and it's roughly between $240 to $270 million a year. So we would get our money, and it would go into all these projects, the Community Facilities Trust Fund. We would take that money and fund different departments. We would offset the budget. It was revenue coming back to the territory. Now the Government Employees Retirement System, the pension, GRS, faced a $4 billion unfunded liability. And the system was on the brink of collapse.
Yeah.
So in the Senate now, we came up with this brilliant idea. The governor and us sparred a back and forth about this special purpose vehicle, that we have this revenue source called the Internal Revenue Matching Fund, aka the rum cover over.
Correct.
And instead of taking this money and putting it back into the coffers of the Virgin Islands, we're going to take this money and remit it for the next 30 years to the retirement system at $13.25, right? So what they're not factoring now is that, so what they did in Congress was push for permanency, because I agree with permanency, because every couple of years we keep going back and saying, is it okay for us to, that's like your kid coming and saying, Mommy, can my allowance stay at $5 and could you not drop it to $2? So every month your child coming to say, please keep my allowance at $5, right? So we keep going back to them, and almost every governor by saying, listen, you know, give us a $13.25. So I agree with them, setting a permanent rate. Where I disagree with it now is that you asked for $13.25 in 1999. That's 27 years ago.
Correct.
Today, $13.25 is roughly $22 to $25.
Yes.
So my only disagreement is the fact that we pushed for a rum cover over that was based on a 1999 rate without factoring inflation or any of the economic realities. There was no clause in there to say let's readjust every 5 years. Let's look at inflation. So Congress probably was so happy to give us $13.25. You're asking for no more. I'm gonna give you the bare minimum. What we did was undersold ourselves. So we're saying, okay, you go to Congress with a car that costs $50,000. That's what it's worth. Based on the Blue Book, the car is $50K, but you're going to sell a car for $13,000. And that's a celebration. So now that $13.25, because it doesn't reflect inflation and economic realities, GRS has reported back to the legislature to say, listen, we agree with this permanency. We agree with the fact that we are receiving this amount of money. However, the rate that you set it to is still a shortfall. And that shortfall, Ms. Helenies keeps saying $90 million. GRS has reported on the floor that the budget shortfall for the retirement system is $121 million. So we sparred back and forth because I'm like, ain't no economist in this world going to tell you that at $13.25 is permanent. That's like you applying, let me just put it in layman's terms for people listening. That's like you saying, I sign on to the government for $28,000.
Right.
You're gonna degree nothing. You go to school, you get your education, you get your BA, your master's, you're gonna get 2 children, you're married. You will like a little raise, you get a promotion, but the law says that you are permanently locked into this $28,000 rate.
Yeah.
So the time's
There's no
going
room for growth.
There's none. So that point, and then I abhor the argument because Miss Delia and I was like, oh, well, the Republican said this, Republican said that. But 2 seconds ago, you just come from telling me that
we can work together.
We can work together and build relationships and walk across the aisle.
Yeah.
And then I also abhor the fact, and I'm going to use abhor, I don't want to say hate, but I abhor the fact that she kept saying too that, oh, it's permanent and Congress made it permanent. And Ms. Helene says it's the same thing. And I had to give a reminder that documents, bills are live documents. That's why it's called a constitution. That's why it's called laws. You have the ability to repeal, to amend, to change as necessary. So there's like, our constitution is the act of becoming. When you look at our constitution, Amendment 13 was added to abolish slavery. 14 is the Equal Protection Clause that says that we have equal rights under the law. 15 gave us the right to vote. 19 came along and said, hey, women could vote. The next one, lower the voting age. Yeah, so you have the ability.
And you can see all through history where the changes have been made.
Yes, you had a prohibition. Once upon a time, alcohol was prohibited.
Right, prohibition. That was a big
You
thing.
know,
Right,
so
remember.
to sit and tell me that you locked into a legislation and then she said, oh,
Right.
well, your promise is a false promise to say you're going to do it in 2 years. I ain't never tell nobody I come in 2 years to do a Jesus Christ thing. I'm going to be a freshman. They might put me in a corner under a tree outside the building and I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to work the system. So I
Right.
never promised a mortal soul that they were going to get the entire kingdom in 2 years. I'm just
right.
telling you what my federal strategy is going to be.
Correct.
That's it.
You see? And I love that. Straight to the point. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cut to another brief commercial break. I'm loving this conversation. It's right here on 101.3 Roe FM WEVI. Make sure you grab your cup and you pull up, okay? The water hot, so blow and sip slow, ladies and gentlemen. All right? We'll be right back after these messages in just a bit. It's 101.3 Roe FM WEVI. I'm Bushtina Mane. Don't touch that dial.
Now, broadcasting from the Napa Auto and Truck Parts Studio. Keep your Ranger on the road and go see Napa for the part you need today.
It's time for the biggest back-to-school giveaway of the year. 101.3 Roe FM is giving away 1,000 free book bags and supplies to help our students head back to school prepared and ready for success. Join us Saturday, July 18th at the Barron Spot Village Mall on St. Croix and Saturday, July 25th at Emancipation Garden on St. Thomas. The fun kicks off at 12 noon and goes until 3 p.m. Kids receiving book bags will also enjoy free snow cones, face painting, haircut certificates, and so much more. And that's not all. Thanks to One Communications, we're giving away 5 iPhone 16 Pro Max devices and 5 MiFi devices. Plus, don't miss the Pass It Down uniform give back in collaboration with the Butterfly Effect, helping families prepare for the new school year. This community event is made possible by our generous sponsors: Office of the Governor, VI Department of Sports, Parks and Recreation, SoFolk CBNA JV, MCM Build USVI, One Communications, Shane Trucking, Prestige Real Estate, Liberty VI, Church's Chicken, J. Benton Construction, Sea Glass Properties, Precision Auto Parts, Legacy Tires, Julian's Trucking, Phantomize, My Lord Variety Store, Rittenhouse Consulting, The Makeup Bar, Keswick Insurance, It's a Vibe Promotions, SAB Construction, Caravel Hotel and Casino, The Flamin' Grill, Violette's Boutique, Armstrong Ice Cream, Caribbean Coolin', James Family Florist and Funeral Home, Jackie's Beauty Supply, Bates Trucking and Trash Removal, and of course, your community station, 101.3 Roe FM WEVI. We'll see you July 18th on St. Croix and July 25th on St. Thomas, because at 101.3 Roe FM, we're proud to give back to our community one child at a time.
Good day, fellow Virgin Islanders. As many of you may know, it's always been a struggle to increase voter turnout. That doesn't mean it's not a battle worth fighting. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, ICM, or independent, you can be a champion of democracy by encouraging your family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, and colleagues to vote in the 2026 election. I would be honored if you choose to vote for Kurt Vialet for the Senate on August 1st in the Democratic primary election and once successful again in the general election on November 3rd. He is committed committed to serving and dedicated to the progress our island needs and deserves. Vote number 5, Kurt VLA to the Senate.
Paid for by friends of Kurt VLA to the Senate.
Christie's International Real Estate St. Croix is a proud sponsor of our 3rd annual Back to School Drive and Giveaway. At Christie's International Real Estate, we're passionate about more than just real estate. We're passionate about our community. Whether you're buying, selling, investing, searching for your dream island home, or looking for expert vacation rentals and property management services, our experienced team is here to help every step of the way. Join us as we help students start the school year strong with backpacks, school supplies, and plenty of community spirit. From beachfront estates and condos to investment properties and vacation rentals, Christie's International Real Estate St. Croix is your trusted island real estate resource. Christie's International Real Estate St. Croix, connecting people to property and giving back to the community we love.
Hey fellas, kings, VI men, yes you, I'm talking to you. Please put down the guns. We need you.
Grandson, I need you.
Babe, I need you.
Son, I need you.
Daddy, I need you.
Every time you kill a brother in this community, we all suffer. VI men, we need you. Walk away and live to see another day. This message has been brought to you by the St. Croix Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and Crime Stoppers USVI, 1-800-222-TIPS.
Hey hon, have you checked out Precision Auto Parts? They have everything you need for your car.
Is that the new auto parts store where cars only used to be by 5 corners?
Yes, they offer the widest variety of domestic and foreign parts. From oil to batteries, filters to lawnmowers and trimmer accessories, they have it all.
Wow, that's amazing. I heard they had the lowest prices in town too.
Absolutely. Plus, their customer service is top notch. They really know their stuff.
For all your automobile accessory needs, visit Precision Auto Parts. Don't settle for anything less than the best. Call them today at 340-773-7276.
Precision Auto Parts, your one-stop shop for quality auto parts at unbeatable prices. Precision Auto Parts, for a smoother ride.
Don't come tell me about popularity, cause if you flip the switch, you will find it never help a country. Tell me who got plenty money, billion. I'm talking about Stacy, to vitalize and stimulate the economy. SOS, the Virgin Island is sinking, to stop the disaster, yes. We need a new captain, that's when Stacy Plaskett come in. Sail the ship. Sing! Vote Stacy Plaskett for governor. Milton Potter. Vote Stacy Plaskett for governor. Milton Potter. Bring it on the Virgin Islands. To prosperity. We build, design, and so forth.
Paid for by the Caribbean Democratic Alliance.
Greetings, this is Janelle K. Sorrell, candidate for delegate to Congress and number 4 on your ballot. You've heard the celebration over making the rum cover over permanent at $13.25 per proof gallon. But here's what they're not telling you. That rate was first secured under Governor Charles Trumbull nearly 20 years ago. If it had kept pace with inflation, it would be worth about $21 today. Why does that matter? Because rum cover over revenues have been pledged to help support GERS and our retirees. A fixed rate that loses value over time means less purchasing power for the Virgin Islands and less long-term support for the system. As your next Congresswoman, I will fight to keep the $13.25 as the minimum, but modernize the formula so it grows with inflation and economic conditions. Because protecting our retirees requires more than a permanent number. It requires a policy that grows with the times. I am Janelle K. Sorrell, number 4 on your ballot.
Aha!
It's AWTITUDE Ras Attitude representing the Boondocks, yeah? The Black Organization of Noble Diplomats Optimizing Expressions. Yes, when I'm here live on Synchro, I'm listening to the original Neka Neekes on the Bush Tea in the Morning show, people. I got my cup sipping in the drop top, dipping, seeing upfully and brightly. We're here live on 101.3 Roe FM. Turn it up!
Hey, guys, we are back. It's 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, and Bush Tea in the Morning. You already know.
It's that time again, time to shake up, feel it right.
Hey, it's Friday, it's Friday. How we feeling today?
It's madness from the time we start.
Hope you get a nice hot cup of tea, and whether it's coffee, tea, whatever, even if it's a mimosa, darling, it's Friday, and it's happy hour somewhere. We got none other than candidate for delegate to Congress, Janelle Quesaro, here in the studio with
Number
us.
4 on the ballot.
In the flesh. How
Quickly,
you mean?
right?
Talk to me.
Crime. So from a congressional, they didn't ask us about crime last night. And I know we could talk about the ethical standpoint, the role of a parent, the role of the education system. Because I feel like crime is just not it's not you can't fight crime from one front. It has to be multifaceted, right?
Yes.
Teachers have to teach, parents have to parent, the church has to leave the four walls that they're in.
Correct.
Go into crooked places and make them straight. The village has to come alive. We have to fund our nonprofits. We have to make sure that they know of the grants available, because if you start to point to all these prevention intervention programs, you're going to see a reduction in crime. But on a congressional level, people don't know that there's something called the Caribbean Basin Initiative. There's two parts to it. The Caribbean Basin Initiative talks strictly about, I heard Ms. Helene talk about the Caribbean Basin Initiative last night, and it's really a trade agreement allowing the Caribbean countries the special rate for trading with the North Americas, right? The United States. But there's also something called the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative, CBSI.
Right.
And that's funded by Congress. It's a law, and their job is to deal with like marine interdiction and transnational drugs and etc. Last fiscal year, 2024, see, I'm going to paper in front of me, right? For the people who say I had the questions in advance. In 2024, the fiscal year 2024, as you know, the fiscal year ends September 30th, begins October 1st.
Correct.
In 2024, the Congress allocated $88 million to the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative. This fiscal year, 2025, they allocated $81 million to the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative. In Congress, I need to find out of the $81 million, and I don't know what the data is. I have to ask. You know, when I get a level of power, I can't just go asking for, you know.
Right.
But of that $81 million, is it going like to Haiti? Is it going to the fight in Venezuela? Who is it going to? Because if we are giving $81 million to the Caribbean Basin, and this would be your customs, your DEA, your ATF agencies, we need to figure out how do we move some of that $81 million to protecting our porous borders, because the importation of
I like
guns.
that you said porous.
Yeah, the porous is because I live Bodo. And
yeah, you know.
I never see a Coast Guard
in life.
swab around the corner.
In life.
I live in there for 40 years now.
Listen.
I ain't see no boat
Tell no lies.
go to Botany Bay, Sandy Bay, Fortuna Bay.
Porous indeed.
None of the bays, right? I ain't never seen no little boat swing round the corner.
Swing wrong.
And still killing me, you know. And actually from my house, I see Vieques and Culebra.
Clear as day.
So if you wanted to come bring something over, you just gotta drop it off on the beach. I can drive down to the beach, pick it up and take it someplace else, right?
And for people who don't know, we actually live right along the path of one of the strongest currents in the ocean.
Yes. So
that's why everything to come here.
Yeah, so on the crime side, I can't pretend from the delegate's role that I go and put more police on the streets and everything. That's the role of a senator and the local. That's just a government period.
Correct.
With the Senate funding the PD, and if the executive branch ensuring that the police do their job, and of course the courts administering justice.
Right.
But on the delegate side, I really want to know where this $81 million is going, and if I could get a little bit more. so we could get some fancy machines, so we could like start, because something is happening. Right. We have way too many guns coming to the territory, and I would really, really want to wholeheartedly sit with our federal partners to say, listen, this is a crime rate. This is at this point in time in a year, we have 20 unsolved murders.
Yeah.
Not one of them gets solved. And
it's going that unsolved is what'll make it stay.
Yeah, and then
Lord.
We literally at the halfway mark at 20 unsolved murders. And
People
it's going
are literally getting away with murder.
Yeah, and it's going to continue because it's whole justice.
Yeah.
If we can't solve it, but somebody know who shoot who, then you see somebody, you're going to always see the retaliation. And eye for an eye going to leave the whole world blind. So I really, really, really want to talk about the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative and how we can best impact the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Man, listen, you done hit some nerves, because these are things that affect all of us, regardless of which territory, which island, background, and you're talking about all the way from Bordeaux. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, keep it locked right here. It's 101.3 Roe FM WEVI. We're here with none other than candidate for delegate to Congress, Janelle Sarro. All right, keep it locked. We got some more right after these messages. We'll be right back. It's 101.3 Roe FM WEVI, baby. Don't touch that dial.
Is coming to Emancipation Gardens Saturday, July 25th from 12 to 3 p.m. with 101.3 Roe FM WEVI.
It's time for the biggest back-to-school giveaway of the year. 101.3 Roe FM is giving away 1,000 free book bags and supplies to help our students head back to school prepared and ready for success. Join us Saturday, July 18th at the Barron Spot Village Mall on St. Croix and Saturday, July 25th at Emancipation Garden on St. Thomas. The fun kicks off at 12 noon and goes until 3 p.m. Kids receiving book bags will also enjoy free snow cones, face painting, haircut certificates, and so much more. And that's not all. Thanks to One Communications, we're giving away 5 iPhone 16 Pro Max devices and 5 MiFi devices. Plus, don't miss the Pass It Down uniform give back in collaboration with the Butterfly Effect, helping families prepare for the new school year. This community event is made possible by our generous sponsors: Office of the Governor, VI Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation, SoFolk CBNA JV, MCM Build USVI, One Communications, Shane Trucking, Prestige Real Estate, Liberty VI, Church's Chicken, J. Benton Construction, Sea Glass Properties, Precision Auto Parts, Legacy Tires, Julian's Trucking, Phantomize, My Lord Variety Store, Rittenhouse Consulting, The Makeup Bar, Keswick Insurance, It's a Vibe Promotions, SAB Construction, Caravel Hotel and Casino, The Flamin' Grill, Violette's Boutique, Armstrong Ice Cream, Caribbean Coolin', James Family Florist and Funeral Home, Jackie's Beauty Supply, Bates Trucking and Trash Removal, and of course, your community station, 101.3 Roe FM WEVI. We'll see you July 18th on St. Croix and July 25th on St. Thomas, because at 101.3 Roe FM, we're proud to give back to our community one child at a time.
Tired of your internet going down? Liberty True Fiber changes everything. Awarded the fastest internet in the USVI by Ookla, Liberty is the only provider who can deliver 500 meg symmetrical speed starting at $75 a month. On St. Croix, True Fiber is available in Estate Diamond, Downtown Christiansted, Downtown Frederiksted, including Two Brothers, Smithfield, Wheel of Fortune, Clifton Hill, Mount Pleasant, Strawberry Hill, Barron Spot, Williams Delight, and more. Sign up at libertyvi.com/fiber and try it free for 30 days. Liberty VI, your world better connected.
Greetings, this is Janelle Sarro, your candidate for delegate to Congress. Virgin Islanders are American citizens, but when it comes to healthcare funding, we're still treated differently. For decades, our hospitals have operated under an outdated federal reimbursement system known as TEFRA, a formula created in 1982 that was never designed to reflect the realities of providing healthcare in the Virgin Islands today. The cost of healthcare has changed, but the reimbursement formulas have not kept pace. As a result, Our hospitals are often paid less than what it actually costs to provide care. The difference becomes uncompensated care, placing millions of dollars of financial strain on our healthcare system and limiting resources for patients. In Congress, I will fight for a fair TEFRA rebase, fair hospital reimbursement, and healthcare funding that reflects the true cost of caring for Virgin Islanders. I am Janelle K. Thoreau, number 4 on your ballot.
This is Donna Fred Gregory, Democratic candidate for governor. Healthcare delivery at our hospitals is a concern affecting all of us. Both the Wang F. Louis Hospital on St. Croix and the Roy L. Snyder Hospital on St. Thomas provide roughly $40 million in uncompensated care annually. This revenue shortfall affects everything: the standard of patient care, the ability to buy essential medical supplies, and the capacity to recruit and maintain qualified medical staff. Within the first 100 days of the Donna and Rodney administration, I will appoint a special committee to submit a state plan amendment to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, seeking higher reimbursement rates to generate new funding for our hospitals. Enough is enough. Time for results. On August 1st, vote Donna Fred Gregory for governor and Rodney Moorhead for lieutenant governor.
Paid for by VI Now for DFG.
Hey yo, this is your boy PMPA Pompa, and you're listening to 101.3 Roe FM. And anytime you're in or out the area, we're listening to 101.3 Roe FM. Nothing else.
I see minutes from despair and seconds from destruction. They don't really want to die, but they feel they have no option. See, their leaders are 8 years away. They've lost the council of the elders.
All right, and we're back. Oh, yes, it's the top of the 9 o'clock hour. You tune in to 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, the island's new number one. Believe it. 101.3, that is. Yeah. You tune in to the island's hottest. It's Bush Tina Manin, baby. With your hostess, Neeks. We got none other than a candidate for delegate to Congress, Janelle Sarro, here in the studio with me. Oh, yes, guys. This conversation is one for the books. I got to say, good morning again.
Morning.
Oh, yes.
So as we conclude.
Yes, as we conclude. Picking up right where we left off, like we never left, right? So, talk to me. So, I know we were talking about crime in the territory, right? What it needs to look like moving forward and being absolutely
a concerted effort. The federal government, the local government has their part through the 3 branches of government.
Mm-hmm.
The community has a part to play. The nonprofits has a part to play. Parents have a part to play. The religious sect of our community, they have a part to play. And on a federal level, I have a part to play. And I really want to address the border situation. And when I say border, I ain't talking about immigrants crossing the border and ICE and all of that. I'm talking about protection of the border and the importation of military-style weapons on our streets illegally. Mm-hmm. I don't want to infringe upon the Second Amendment at all, but we definitely have a issue with illegal guns, not legal ownership, but illegal.
Right. And would you say that's something that we actually can tackle? Because I'm of the opinion that there are some areas where, we may not even be aware these are issues or problems. Some might even say we have a monopoly when it comes to certain businesses in the territory. So some businesses that are bringing in like gasoline and goods, toiletries and stuff. A lot of the community is of the opinion that those areas are where a lot of the guns are coming through.
Yeah, that's the community's opinion, but I need to be able to fund that, so that we could have the proper machinery and equipment. Because in the Port of Miami, is a massive operation.
Yeah,
massive.
Right.
But you have these massive scanners that when you point the trailer through, it scans the equipment.
I don't know what our ports have. I don't know if we have tropical, we have Crowley, we have,
So when we're receiving, we're not utilizing the same levels of, I guess, clearance.
Anybody that receives, you go through customs and you have to declare what you have and you pay a broker.
Like
And
a
the
red and white
customs
one.
people go on the boat and, check and what's not. So the process seems to be quite manual right now. But I want a big TSA machine for the
That's what I'm
trailer.
saying, right.
And you could just put it through. Some asked me my water is right there. I am a water drinker, but I had orange juice. I've been going. I gotta make sure I got some orange juice and some vitamin C. But we need that equipment so we could really protect, just to address the importation of guns. That's a sour spot for me.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. Now, the Virgin Islands depends heavily on federal funding. How would you work to secure additional resources while encouraging greater economic independence?
That's a good question. How would I work to secure greater funding?
And resources.
Funding, we need fund. Some areas are very much funded and some are woefully underfunded, right? What I would like to see is us working closely with the nonprofit sector in ensuring that they have access, that they know about grants, right? I am a certified grant writer. I don't talk about it.
We need more of those. That's for sure. We need a lot more of those.
So we need to really work with because you already have so many agencies receiving, because when they come before the legislature, it's called indirect costs, right? We have so many people that receive, so many agencies that receive federal funding, and government employees that are paid from those federal funds, and the indirect cost goes to the GVI, the campus of the GVI. But on that side of raising federal funds, I really, really want to work with the nonprofits, because nonprofits do so much, from the Humane Society to the Frederickson Healthcare Clinic to just to clean sweep. All the Frederickson got the most nonprofits in one area. We need to be able to say, listen, we have these 10 grants available. These are the things that you need to get this grant funding. Because if you see, we depend on the government so much. Every nonprofit wants to come to the government or the VI, the GVI, the local part of money, and say, my nonprofit need this, and it's really unsustainable. Unless you could stimulate our economy, it can't work. But I really, really want to help. I can't provide funding for you, but I want to be able to assist and say, listen, this person in my office is responsible for dealing with the nonprofits. Call her or him and say, listen, tell me what your goal is, and let's point in the right direction for federal funds for arts and for anything as intervention. If we could fund those nonprofits and get more young people engaged, I think we see a direct correlation to the crime rate.
True.
In territory.
And it will give kids more things to do as well too. A lot of people are discouraged from starting programs or even running them just because it's an uphill battle.
No, and you know this all too well.
You know me. Yes.
You know it all too well.
This conversation a little personal right now.
No, I agree.
And it's frustrating.
Because if you're in the culture section, there must be something in interior. There must be something in the arts. There must be something there to say.
And tourism is our number one industry. So how do we not? How? Yeah. So, I love that. And then speaking further on funding for different avenues and areas in our community, and this might not be a question for you, but you're so very well versed in all of it. I'm going to ask anyway, right? EDC companies, how are we making sure that they are following the protocols in order for them to even have their EDC status, where they're supposed to give out a certain amount of monies, sponsor different things, events and whatnot in the community?
Compliance.
Right. How do we manage that compliance? Because a lot of them are getting the benefits, but the community is not benefiting.
Actually, the recent interview with the EDA, an interview, Senate hearing, I was a bit shocked when they didn't know how many people were in compliance, who wasn't in compliance, who.
Oh, girl, don't make me itch.
But on the EDA side, we need greater compliance, right? Because when you look at Jeffrey Epstein, for example, Jeffrey Epstein received $300 million in tax breaks.
Crazy.
And in the newspaper on Monday or Tuesday, former Governor John DeYoung created a whole law for some bank that nobody knew about this law, so he could, move money, basically funding money to this banking law that in a motor zone know about, right?
Right.
So when you look at the tax breaks that Jeffrey Epstein received, did he reinvest anywhere close to $300 million back to the territory?
I think we know not. Everything went into the
Correct.
house, though.
So I think the EDC program needs to be revamped, and I think that tax breaks needs to be given to companies that are doing
the work
and industries that we need. So the law has to be revised. For example, I want to bring, because the role of a delegate to Congress is not clearly defined in the Organic Act.
Right.
It says that you are to act as a federal lobbyist to Congress, period. Ends there. Unlike other parts of our government, you have all these past laws, advise and consent of the legislature. You have to set the budget, float bonds, all of this. The
guidelines.
The congresswoman and man just go to Congress and lobby. So that gives me this blank slate to be able to talk to CEOs of nursing companies or healthcare agencies. I really want to build within the next maybe 10 years at least 2 senior centers in each district. And I want to, but to get those senior centers here, I need to be able to say, here's a tax incentive. Because people are aging. People want to die in the dignity of their home. But when you get to a certain age, you got to move away because you don't have the health care. You don't have nothing here to really assist those that have strokes and the diabetic ones and those with cancer. And
in the same conversation, those with mental health issues as well.
Mental health as well. So I really, really want to work with any CEO across the nation. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, when January 2027 comes, I want to sit with a few and say, listen, come to the Virginians, come and do business in the Virginians.
Right.
Build me an adequate mental health facility and you can receive this amount in tax breaks.
Right.
Build us 2 senior living homes in each district in the next 5 years, and you receive these tax incentives. That's the things that we should be pushing for tax incentives for. Not for no random hedge fund company hiding the money in the Virgin Islands. So I really take issue, just to agree with you on, where we're going as far as the EDC program is concerned.
Right. I want to see that become a thing of the past, and because there's a bottleneck there, and if there's a bottleneck with the EDC companies, and there's a bottleneck when it comes to getting federal grants, there's a bottleneck with even opening institutions, businesses, and whatnot. Then, if we're really talking about how we're going to stop crime, and one idea is to keep the kids busy, create different avenues and aspects for them to learn trades and all these things, but it's so hard for individuals that want to do these things that we don't have a resolve. So I feel like once we free up a lot of these bottlenecks and make it fair for anyone who's trying to develop something in our territory,
Yeah.
So I love that you have ideas in that regard. And these are things we just need to see come to fruition sooner rather than later, because, lad, I don't think we have 10 years to wait.
No, we don't.
So, but it's important that the conversation is on the table. All right, so what industries beyond tourism should the territory aggressively develop, in your opinion?
So tourism is, we have to diversify the economic portfolio. We keep depending on tourism, of course, as we can see with any act of God,
right,
there's going to be a business interruption,
Yeah,
right? So
right.
after the hurricanes of Irma, Maria, we had no cruise ships in. Actually, we had mercy ships going out of the territory with a mass exodus of Virgin Islanders moving abroad. We had people that were medevaced into different parts of the U.S. for medical care. What I envisioned in 2007, I had a class called International Political Economy. And I wrote a paper about the South of St. Croix, because at the time of Panama, we were purchased for geopolitical reasons.
Correct.
Based on our proximity to the Panama Canal in 1917, after World War One.
The most expensive purchase.
$25 million in gold.
Okay.
Right? Because Alaska was only $7 million. Puerto Rico was gained in the Treaty of Paris, 1898, Spanish-American War. And the list goes on. So I said to say that when the Panama Canal began to expand between 2007 to 2017, my vision is that if you look at a map directly across from the Panama Canal, you can run into St. Croix. St. Croix should have been a transshipment port, the South of St. Croix.
You see that?
So whether or not you have a hurricane, you must have a constant exchange of goods. And the first thing I need to open up after a hurricane is the port.
Exactly.
So the South of St. Croix should have already been
developed
in a direction of a transshipment port. It could have been an Amazon hub.
Ah!
Once upon a time,
Yeah.
and then we could be that hub that would then distribute things to the other Caribbean islands, Central America, South America. I'll go so far as in Africa, because the right across
Correct.
the way, if we
Literally.
keep sailing this way.
The closest point, right? Point you down.
Yeah,
So, hey.
yeah. So, remember back in the day, St. Croix did have light manufacturing. You had the aluminum plant,
Yes.
you had the pharmaceutical companies, you had the watchmaking companies. And for some reason, we throw out the baby in the bathwater and say tourism.
Correct.
But if you are able to bring back, of course, and then I don't want to depend on rum. I keep talking about 1325 and rum cover over, but I don't think that rum is the savior.
No, I
because
don't.
the data shows that rum consumption is set to decline over the next decade.
Yeah.
Reuters wrote this article,
Correct.
right?
Gen Z don't drink like that.
No, we want to we healthy. We want to have smoothie,
Right.
CrossFit,
Oat milk.
oat milk. We don't want to drink regular milk anymore, right? We want almond milk and soy milk and
We are new people.
yeah. So our generation is not going to be sluxing down just goop, right? So rum is set to decline over the next 10 years. So I wouldn't even, I hear my colleagues on the stage keep saying, bring more spirits and I don't know who. The data shows that bringing more rum companies is not a solution. So I really want to maximize use of the South Shore St. Croix, bring back that manufacturing. St. Thomas, no disrespect, but our tourism economy creates a structured poor class.
Yeah.
And when
it
I
does.
say that, you have people that are coming in, and I welcome everyone to our shores, right, the legal way. But at the same time, people are flipping the beds at night. They're at the front desk doing there's this culture of servitude with our tourism industry, which is okay.
Right.
Somebody have to do the job. You're providing jobs, but particularly on St. Croix now, St. Croix always had that structured middle class because that's a skilled labor force.
Yes.
When you're talking about working in a factory or
Okay.
manufacturing, you need a chemist, you need an engineer, you need a tradesman. You just need people in those industries that gonna make the product. So if you could get back light manufacturing on the South Shore St. Croix, even in the Amazon hub, you have young men that could be the forklifters,
Correct.
learning to operate
Correct.
a crane, the business office. You created a whole plethora of jobs, and so that's what I envision us doing, maximizing the South Shore St. Croix.
Yes.
And actually, in the Senate, Nobel Francis and I wrote a bill to establish a free trade zone on St. Croix,
Okay.
the South Shore.
I love that. Listen, and even just, to add on to what you're saying, just making sure that we are creating experiences where tourism is, because we talked about the agricultural side of things as well. But even in developing those, we're creating avenues to create experiences.
Yes.
So we have the cruise ships, them that are coming in, but a lot of time people are leaving unfulfilled,
Yeah, and I'm happy you talk about agriculture too, because we don't talk about it often, but on agriculture, I want to push for crop insurance.
Yeah.
And to get our farmers included all of those Department of Agriculture programs. And not only farmers,
Right.
but our fishermen as well.
Incentives to even encourage,
And we have to change the way we
do that
farm
again.
too, the way we think about farming. We think about farming as we don't, Jesus Christ, you have
Right.
about 85 square miles, 32 on St. Thomas. So when you think about farming, we have small areas of land that level of farming, we just can't keep clearing land. But when you look at how you farm in this day and age, you get a building and you have that vertical farming where you have the lights on, 12 hours lights off. So you could literally get a building right now and grow produce. So, but I think that UVI is on the right track with the agriculture
Yeah,
program.
right.
So I would want to, from the congressional level, better support UVI and their intentions.
So I agree with that also. And even with further industries as well, we have a lot of people that are interested in even moving back home. You see the conversations, and it's a tug of war conversation because on one end,
I
some are
avoid
saying,
them.
"For what?" I know, right? On one side, they're saying, "Come home for what?" On the other spectrum, is like, I want to come home, but I need X, Y, and Z to happen. Where do you stand in terms of creating incentives for those who do want to come home? Incentives for them to come home and make it feasible for them and their families, because some are looking for ways and some are kind of losing hope. But what does that look like?
Before coming home, I think that If I was a governor, I would create a remote work policy. Our tax base has eroded. The more people leave the territory, the tax base continues to be eroded. You need more
Correct.
people to pay taxes.
Mhm.
So I started to say that what I would push for would be, before even telling you to come home, if you live in Atlanta and you have a degree, you're a CPA, and IRB is struggling with tax collections right now,
Mhm.
I would give you a laptop, so you could reside wherever you reside in, but you will be able to work remotely for the government of the Virgin Islands. So
Oh,
you're
wow.
paying into our tax base,
Yeah.
you're paying into our retirement system,
Mhm.
but you live elsewhere. How many federal government employees will work remote from across the world? How many people
That's
work
so true.
across the...
And COVID showed us what's possible, right?
Correct. So I think that we could maximize. There's certain jobs you have to come in.
Yeah.
But we pay a lot of money in overhead costs for renting this building, renting that building. Some of these, like teachers, you have to go to work.
Yeah.
Right? Police, you have to go to work. Doctors, you have to go in the operating room.
Mhm.
But there are certain jobs that can be remote. So,
Logistics, administration.
yeah.
Mhm,
So if I
mhm.
live away and I have a degree in something business related,
Accounting, even.
I should be able to open my laptop.
Right.
And look at the ERP system, approve this, approve that, make the calls I need to make, get this vendor paid, get this through the system, and we answer the next. So if we could actually give Virgin Islanders that live abroad that have a skill.
Correct.
And say, listen, this is a remote job. We need to have a whole section on the division of personnel page
Right.
solely for remote work.
Whoa.
And if you live in Alaska, but you could apply for a remote job, then you go to tax base because you're working for the GVI. You're going to be filing your taxes in the government of the Virgin Islands. You're paying income tax. You're paying whatever, and we actually gain from that. So we're reducing overhead costs. We have more efficiency. We have a skilled labor workforce.
While we clean up the mess.
Correct.
In the meantime, Lord! I am here for it.
That's if I was the governor of the
Okay,
Virgin
listen.
Islands.
Well, listen. And is that something you would ever foresee yourself vying for in what is the near future, the distant future?
If anybody went to Ola F. Muller with me, elementary school, I always tell them, and there's a paper in the Daily News, I was 12 years old and they did an article that baseball is just not for boys, and they covered me playing the only female in Little League Baseball.
Right, right.
They specifically asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Mm-hmm.
And my answer was always the first female governor of the Virgin Islands.
Well,
somebody may beat me to it by then.
Right, right,
right. I don't know how the election will go,
Mm-hmm.
but it was always a dream of mine. And I didn't have any degree in politics then. I just knew that my grandfather in St. Kitts, who was the Speaker of the House in St. Kitts, my grandmother in St. Kitts, who was, an accountant, well educated, and my mother is educated, and my father got more politics, and my whole family is political.
Right.
So I'm like, whatever they're doing, I need to be doing that because I want to help people. I didn't think about the job as money and living this lavish lifestyle. I just knew, and then as a student of Mandela and Dr. King, particularly, I always knew that I wanted to help, and I find that I'm good in policy.
Correct.
So I think that I eventually will get there if I ain't get too exhausted with this. Because politics can be exhausting. It's a lot on the psyche. It's your whole life get dissected.
That's
As you
true.
could see, I went a whole court in Florida fighting for my life.
Oh, Lord. We got to talk about it.
Yeah, it's a bit exhausting, and for your loved ones, for your spouses, for if you have children, to subject your child to always constantly being under the radar.
Right.
So if I have the youth in me still and all this excitement in me, I may go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. It is that, okay, guys? We're going to cut to a brief commercial break. We're going to be right back. We're going to hear some more because, Janelle, we're going to talk about this exact same situation because, Lord have mercy, they came for your neck, girl. Let's find out more about it, guys. This and more when we get back after these messages. We're going to cut to a brief commercial break. Here's some words from our sponsors. But keep it locked. It's 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI Unbush, T in the morning. Oh, yes. All right, so keep it locked right here. We'll be right back in just a bit. It's 101.3. Don't touch that dial.
Are you ready? Send her to the hills. says. It's the Roe FM with all them big tune there, big tune there. Lord is sweet. Call in, tell me how you love it. On the Roe FM is tea. Roe FM is tea. Baby, you don't want to dance. It's your boy Adam when you're listening to Roe FM. We VI.
Virgin Islands, it's time. Time to make your voice heard. Time to make your vote count.
Get out and vote.
Mark your calendars. Early voting for the 2026 primary election runs July 20th through July 29th for St. Thomas and St. Croix, and July 23rd through July 29th on St. John. Voting hours are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily on St. Thomas and St. Croix, and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily on St. John. Voting is easy, convenient, and transparent. Voters in the St. Thomas-St. John district may vote at either voting center. On St. Thomas, vote at Election Systems Office located at Lockhart Gardens above Banco Popular. On St. John, vote at the Election Systems Office located at the Marketplace, 3rd floor, Suite 2. On St. Croix, vote at the Election Systems Office located at Sunny Isle Shopping Center, Unit 26. Whether you vote early or on Election Day, your vote matters.
Get up, get up, get out, get out, get up, get out and vote. Every vote
Brought to you
counts.
by the election system of the Virgin Islands. Now remember, one vote makes a
Your
difference.
new beauty destination, The Makeup Bar, featuring premium makeup and skincare brands you love. Visit us at Five Corners Plaza on St. Croix. Open Thursday to Saturday, 12 to 7 p.m. The Makeup Bar, because everyone deserves to feel beautiful.
I will finish this year strong. I'm going to be the best version of myself. I'm going to renovate my house. I'm going to consolidate my debt. I'm going to invest in my future. And I'm going to live with more purpose and peace of mind, period.
Make your plans come true with an Oriental personal loan. Apply and you could receive a credit decision the same day. Go to orientalbank.com/apply today or visit one of our branches. Certain terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Hey, St. Croix, listen up. Your favorite spot, formerly known as Spicy Grill, is still turning up the heat as the Flaming Grill. Same flavors you love, now with more options. Located across from the Agricultural Fairgrounds on the road headed to the BMV. You can't miss it. We've got barbecue chicken, baby back ribs, pork chops, lamb chops, ribeye, and New York steak. Plus, fresh grilled salmon, mahi-mahi, and shrimp. And don't sleep on those daily specials. Kankin butter sauce, rich oxtail, Tuesday roti, and so much more. Always cooked just right. Burger lovers, you're covered. Chicken, steak, salmon, dolphin, veggie burgers with fries, wraps, wings, salads, hot sides, the whole lineup. Open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located across from the Agricultural Fairgrounds on the road headed to the BMV. Call ahead 340-778-6270 and follow us on Facebook. Same roots, a whole new fire.
Are you looking for another source of income while earning an in-demand marketable trade that enhances your resume? If so, the Virgin Islands Air National Guard is the best-kept secret of the Air Force that provides you these opportunities and so much more. Take advantage of these amazing benefits while serving locally in your community 1 week in a month and 2 weeks a year. To learn more, contact your Virgin Islands Air National Guard recruiter at 340-277-8026.
Majestic Entertainment presents Vogue LaCroix, the sweetest day parties of the summer. 1 ticket, 2 luxury day party experiences. Saturday, July 11th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Choose your vibe. Join us for Peaches and Cream at Eliana B Artistry Studio, featuring the best in Afrobeats, R&B, soca, and brunch vibes, powered by DJ Chubby and DJ Shay. Or experience Berry Lux at Rehab Sports Bar and Lounge with the hottest rap, dancehall, and reggae sounds from Kimo Dan and Party Jesus. 2 venues, 1 epic experience. Enjoy VIP perks, including reserved parking, delicious hors d'oeuvres, personal VIP attendance service, hookah, and express VIP entry. Dressed to impress, good vibes, great people, unforgettable memories. Get your tickets today at VogueLaCroix.com. That's Vogue LaCroix, the sweetest day parties of the summer.
Saturday, July 11th, City of Refuge Worship Center presents Level Up 2026, birthing your gift and calling. Get ready for a powerful day of inspiration, motivation, and transformation, featuring an incredible lineup: Olympic gold medalist, world champion, and NBC sports analyst Sanya Richards-Ross, entrepreneur, social media powerhouse, and founder of Crayon Case Cosmetics brand, Raynell Super Scent Stewart, basketball coach and former professional player Tegan Shepard, and backed by popular demand, bringing the laughs and energy. It's comedian Josiah Joe, and hosted by transformational leader and entrepreneur Apostle Mona L. Barr. Check-in begins at 10 a.m. Conference is from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Your investment is only $100. Dress code for this event is earth tones. It's Level Up 2026, birthing your gift and calling. Saturday, July 11th at the City of Refuge Conference Center, sponsored by Cigna and the City of Refuge Worship Center.
From the VI Radio Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Rob Carolyn. Saharan dust will continue to move into the area from the east, and that's going to lead to hazy, hot conditions across the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico today. We're looking at temperatures between 90 and 95 this afternoon. The heat index up over 100. It will be quite breezy out of the east as well. Winds at times gusting over 25 miles an hour. Tonight we're clear to partly cloudy. Will remain breezy and hazy overnight. Lows around 80. Hazy sunshine continues into tomorrow. It's breezy and hot, 90 to 95 with the heat index up over 100. There'll be less in the way of hazy sunshine by Sunday as the Saharan dust starts to move out. It'll be breezy. Highs will be closer to 90. Offshore, small craft advisory remains in effect. Winds east at 15 to 25 knots. Exercise caution. Waves are 4 to 7 feet. The chance of rain offshore less than 30%. From the VI Radio Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Rob Carolyn.
You're tuned into 101.3 Roe FM. Now, broadcasting from the Napa Auto and Truck Park Studio. Like and follow them on Facebook for new promotions on everyday items that all cars and trucks need. Roe FM. Roe FM.
Yeah.
It's crazy how we just inherit
These battles. Like we're paying rent, but we own it.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, Ambush in the morning. Yes, we got none other than candidate for delegate to Congress, Janelle Sarro, here in the studio with me. Good
That's
morning,
a song,
good
Free
morning.
Planting?
Yeah, you like that one?
Fry plantain, all right.
That's right, by Leela Ike featuring Joey Badass.
Okay.
Oh, yes. You already know the 101.3. We got the hottest in everything. Music, entertainment, you know? Yeah. And lawmakers and all.
I'm telling you.
Hey, so before the break, we started to talk about this. Listen, one hell of a ride in the episode, right? So earlier this year, after announcing that you were running for delegate to Congress here in our territory, there came about a case where you were accused of
being a beater.
Domestic violence. Yeah. Wait, what? Doing a what?
Being a woman beater.
Oh, God. Well, since you put it that way, right? So talk to me. How did we end up on this side of the
History?
story? And yeah, man, talk to me. And what was it like? Because you came out on top. Okay, the ruling worked out in your favor. And I think the entire territory was just sitting on the edge of their seat trying to figure out where is this going to
What
go.
the hell Jenna get herself into, right?
Oh, gosh. A true VI love story.
Thank God I don't shy away from, this is what you could get from this delegate: authenticity.
Yes.
And humanism, right? One, I am not a woman beater.
Okay.
Two would be the greatest lesson learned is, without going into all the details of the case, was that if you are in any relationship and a person becomes physical with you, cancel the order.
Straight out just like that?
And I struggled to, and I think the courts were able to see that. And I appreciate that the injunction was filed in Florida. I didn't have any name recognition in Florida.
Yeah, that's true.
It was this nice white judge, and everybody, they don't look like me. Her attorney was white, I come with a whole Jamaican. I come with a yardie in the courthouse.
You come to
right?
play.
2 minority women.
Right.
And I think the evidence prevailed. The judge coined it as reactive abuse. And you see it very often where you hit and you hit and you hit. And then one day when you finally hit back, oh my God, you put hands on me.
Oh, you can't. It's
Keep your hands to yourself.
Right.
But for me, the greatest lesson learned was if I end up in any other relationship, moving forward, that the minute you become physical, I don't care if it's heterosexual, homosexual, in between, wherever you want to do. Once somebody puts their hands on you, cancel the order. Be strong enough to walk away. And where I struggled was I didn't have the strength, or I didn't have that level of self-love to say, Janelle, enough is enough. Like, you don't deserve this. Leave. So I kept, as you get hit, the person writes you an apology, because this is all on the record. Right? So I could say it. You get hit, you get an apology, come back home. You get hit, you get an apology, come back home.
Right.
Somebody tell you, somebody smile at you. It's another physical fight, and you like holding the hands and saying, stop, just stop, and you come back, and there's always me and so many other women, and speaking to women and men, right? You're in a position where you're like, okay, I love this person, I'm going to try, and you start to see and you fall in love with the potential of somebody.
True.
And not see who they are. When a person shows you who they are, believe them. So my biggest regret would be not walking away soon enough, where it escalated to a point where I'm like, nah. And then now, the one time I responded, 'cause it wasn't habitual. The one time I responded was on my mother's birthday, May 19, 2024. And that was the heart of the case.
Yeah.
So you ain't talk about how we did prior to and after, but the day that I have my first official campaign announcement,
and that
that's
was
when
the
you
question,
decide to file that.
right? And that was the question, because it was like, when you see the dates as to when this supposed offense took place and when the complaint was made, it's like, okay, so was this a deliberate target for this campaign purpose?
And if I was that kind of person too, there would have been more, that she would have been able to list a slew of incidents. But I knew that I never fought back. That day I had to, it had knife flying and everything, right?
What?
But when you start, because Honest, in his quote-unquote reporting, play the whole thing, the attorney was reading for exhibits. So it wasn't, I make this up.
Right.
But I know that I am 5'10" something pounds.
Right.
And she must have 5'2" or something. So if I wanted to be that kind of person, I would have done mop the floor. Honestly, but I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't raised to be violent. I grew up in a very loving 2-parent home. My parents are still married 43 years later. So it just, I can't see myself just
taking advantage.
Yeah, but that's really what happened. I'm happy it's over, and things, I always work out for the glory of God. Even when we, like, God will make beauty from chaos.
Oh,
right?
Won't he do it?
And things that are planted to use against you end up working in favor of you.
True.
So I probably needed to go through that process. It was a lesson learned. I don't regret. I look at everybody have a story. It's whether or not you learn a lesson in the story. And trust me, your girl learned the lesson.
Okay.
Right? Cancel the order if anything. You know,
can deal
but
with your feelings anytime, right?
Correct. So, here I am back on the trail. I've been vindicated. The judge was quite nice. He saw it for what it was. He was quite able to articulate that he sees these type of cases specifically among politicians and celebrities.
Right.
Where, people use the family court as a means for retribution. And he was able to point that out. But, you're going to have other campaigns, like last night, my character called into question.
I still speaking. Somebody about to put that on a shirt. I'm still speaking.
But, I always want to be authentic. I don't want to appear to be perfect. I am not the perfect candidate. I've made mistakes along the way in my career. all of us fall short of the glory of God. And that's why
Preach.
the Bible also tells us that his grace is sufficient as well. That's why we have grace. When you're
So-
at a blessed assurance, it's amazing grace.
Right.
So I am very much grateful for where I am. I have work to do. I'm on the campaign trail. I care about the people of the Virgin Islands. They try to paint an image of me. Ain't gonna work. It's never going to work. You go for vibes, say, you know, they don't like us and we love it.
Oi!
Tell them
like,
we don't really
care.
good. One thing's for certain. They can't stop the shine, right? We don't want no bad mind people
We don't
around.
want no bad mind
People around us.
Hey!
Good. That's the
It
motto.
is that.
That's
It
the
is
motto.
that. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, do you feel like it tainted your reputation in any way, shape, or form?
I'm sure it probably did, but I mean, if it tainted, if that changed your image about me, you ain't never like me,
It's true.
right? But
True.
in the field of public service, people will not like you. Last night, the people next to me did not like me. I did not dislike them. They don't like me. You
Yeah.
could see it. They didn't want to shake my hand when the
Oh,
debate was done.
Lord.
So
That's serious.
yeah,
Lord
but
of mercy.
yeah, I am not in the business
Right.
of being liked though. I learned at a very young age if I want to be liked, go sell ice cream. I've always taken very unpopular positions. I've always stood alone. Listen, I get raked for David Whittaker. And what it is now today. They worry about me, worry about your indictments.
Oh.
So I just had to say that I've always stood on the side of truth. And as an athlete, the one thing I learned in playing sports, when you fumble a ball, when you make a mistake, you have to say my bad. You learn accountability playing sports. I can't go turn. If you set me the ball in volleyball and I hit the ball out in the net, my form was wrong. I hit the ball into the block instead of cutting the ball to position 4 or to a deep corner. I know that I made a mistake, and I'm gonna look at myself and say, "Hey, give me the ball again. My bad. I got you next time." If I
Right.
pass the ball and I shank the ball, my bad. If in basketball, you pass me the ball and I fumble it or I dribble through and I have a turnover, I have to say my bad. I play softball. If the ball comes to me in center field and I just drop the pop out, the pop up and the fly ball and I didn't gauge the ball correctly, it's my bad. So I learned at a very young age to take accountability.
Right.
And among the candidates, I am the only one that has held people accountable publicly, and I have been held accountable
right.
publicly. 'Cause I had to get dragged from time to time, and I
Listen.
welcome it because it helps me to grow. And part of my growth is I'm not always right. I'm not beyond reproach. And if I come to you with an argument, but it's orange juice and you disagree with me, my job is to listen to the other side of the coin because I
Correct.
actually learn from an opposing view.
Yeah,
If you oppose me, I'm gonna say you got a point, let me change this bill.
Right.
So I feel like I'm the only one that has that posture, and it was solidified last night on stage.
Right.
So I don't hold fast to my opinion. I don't hold fast to my conclusion or my presupposition. I'm going to hold fast to the truth. And if I am off base, I am off base, and I am blessed with the fact that I am surrounded by people that don't tell me what I want to hear.
Right.
I have a team that, and let me give a brief example. I had debate prep. Chief of Staff, campaign manager Simon called. Show up 2 o'clock today. I say, well, we have debate prep. I got debate prep. I leave debate prep more confused than when I went in. I said, Simon, I feel like I want to cry. So she said, Janelle, how you feel? I say, I am going to the gym and I'm going to go home to study because I know nothing at this point. So by the time I had done get torn to shreds, I was like, okay, let me just go in my corner and regroup. So I said to say, I never, as good and as smart as I may be, I know that I still needed to prepare. I know that I needed to go into a room where people really going to give it to me as is, So if you know my mother, Miss Sarah, very blunt, very stoic. My
Straight to the
father
point.
cuss me till from the time the sun rise to the time the sun set. My family puts me in order. My friends hold me accountable, and that's how it should be. It's a growth mindset, and I'm grateful to have a growth mindset.
We're grateful that you have one as well too, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna cut to a brief commercial break.
Are you ready? Send her to the hill.
Oh, yes, guys. You're tuning to 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, and Bush T in the morning. Keep it locked. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after these messages. Hey.
Keep it locked to 101.3 Roe FM. Now broadcasting from the Napa Auto and Truck Park Studio. Like them on Facebook to see who they're giving back to in the community today.
Good day. This is Milton Potter. Across our islands, families are working hard, sacrificing and waiting for government to deliver. They're tired of blackouts, tired of rising costs, tired of schools, healthcare, and systems falling short. They're right to expect more. They deserve progress they can see and feel. Stacey Plaskett fought to bring billions of dollars and opportunities home, but securing resources is only the beginning. Those resources must be put to work with urgency, discipline, and accountability. That is the job of a governor and lieutenant governor. That is why Stacey and I are running together. She knows how to open doors, and together we know how to move government from promise to performance. Two proven leaders, two records of results, one team delivering the future our families deserve. On August 1st, look for number 2. Vote for the power of 2.
Sponsored by the Caribbean Democratic Alliance.
Thinking about a move here in the Virgin Islands? At Sea Glass Properties, we're proud island neighbors. Whether you're buying, selling, or looking for a rental, our local agents live here, know the island, and work for you every step from first showing to closing day. And we're proud to support the Roe FM Back to School Drive, giving students a strong start to the school year. Visit seaglassproperties.com or call 340-715-7772. That's Sea Glass Properties, your home in the Virgin Islands.
Legacy Tires, where you get quality tires at the lowest price on island. Locally owned and operated with more than 40 years in the tire business. The professional staff at Legacy Tires would like to welcome everyone to come in and experience a better way to love your vehicle. Visit us today at 57 Castle Coakley or call us at 340-690-8973. Legacy Tires, where you are family too.
Need a dumpster bin rental? Planning a land clearing or demolition project? Shane Trucking has you covered with 20-yard and 30-yard dumpster bin rentals at special rates. When it comes to dependable service, affordable pricing, and getting the job done right, there's only one name you need to remember. That's Shane Trucking. Call or text 340-626-9178. That's 340-626-9178. Shane Trucking, the care is superior, and the service speaks for itself.
Vote number 3 to Congress. People want to know where you come from. Terry Alanis. I'm a born Crucian. Terry Alanis. What I'm saying is true. Terry Alanis. I come from a Bijou. Terry Alanis. I am very cool. Terry Alanis. Educating good old school. Terry Alanis. My father that he can believe it or not. Terry Alanis. St. Anne Church in Barron's Party. Terry Alanis. This is some of my accomplishments. Terry Alanis. In black and white is proven. Terry Alanis. Got 1 billion for rum cover over. Terry Alanis. 97% Virgin Islander. Terry Alanis. At Captain Morgan Diageo. Terry Alanis. I want you all to know. Terry Alanis. Terry Alanis. Terry Alanis. Number 3 on the ballot.
Roe FM. You're listening to everything Virgin Islands. 101.3 Roe FM. WEVI.
Say it every time. Say it every time. Rich and me say it every time. Spend my money on you, cause you fine. Girl, you fine. Me put you in the latest, me in my prime. You're the greatest, girl, I know for why. Love it cause you're no basic, so you want to shine. Me in the studio, but you there on my mind. Straight to the top, you know me love you, no design. Girl, you see me when me every time. And if a currency me up in every kind. And you born that and nothing for my mind. Girl, you put millions behind.
Yes. And we're back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. It's 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, and Bush T in the morning. I got none other than delegate, or I should say candidate for delegate to Congress, Janelle Sarro, here in the studio with me.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So we just had a caller, but I don't even know if we should. Should we?
I mean, he wants an airline. I know the government did subsidize Seaborn tremendously, and we give them this long contract to the Port Authority, exclusive contract, actually.
Let's let our listening audience know what we've been talking about. Let's introduce it a little bit. So we had a caller that spoke briefly about our leaders in government being able to, I guess, create finances or monies so that we can get local airlines. He said in lieu of the tourism trade, we tend to put a lot of focus on the cruise ships. And he's saying, what are we going to do to fund airlines to make sure that people can come here and spend their money in the territory, right? To which I pretty much responded and said, our government leaders don't have any control over that.
Yeah, so the government subsidized Seaborn because I guess that was the main gateway to St. Croix, and then we give exclusive contract to Seaborn to use down, by the port where they take off and land. But this belief that the government should go and give, I don't know how you'll justify, if you come before the Senate, me taking taxpayer dollars and saying, okay, Anika, you get to go and we're going to give you your company money so you could buy a plane.
Right.
That means everybody else in the private sector could come to us and ask for money to go buy a plane. To have, the only airline that a government owns is Air Force One.
Right. And that's federal.
That's a president's plane that we have to fund by taxpayers.
Exactly. Right.
But I understand his concern. He's asking for more flights and more that the cost of airfare be reduced. And that's a global problem, because if you look at Abraham Traore for Burkina Faso, he tell Air France don't come back because Air France were hiking up the prices of airlines airfare between Burkina Faso and France. They would cancel flights on the way in and the way out. They literally subjected the people of Burkina Faso and those in the Sahel region, which is Niger and Mali and Burkina Faso, to these ridiculous airfares, these ridiculous schedules.
Right.
So he tell them, listen, don't come back in the country. And Air France got stressed, and Air France, is now trying to renegotiate with that part of Africa.
Yes.
So we don't have to take such a drastic approach, but you really can't control. You can't tell American Airlines what to charge, or Delta or Southwest, Frontier. We on a federal level, though, we need to have some discussions about rural areas, the inaccessibility to get to rural areas like the 5 territories, Alaska, Hawaii. Even to travel the region, regional travel is problematic. To get from here to a different Caribbean island is $1,000 on Cape Air for 40 minutes. So it's damn near highway robbery, but the small airlines are also telling you that they would like to come, they would like to do business in the Virgin Islands, but the cost that the port is charging them is exorbitant as well. So I think that requires a serious roundtable discussion between the airlines, the Port Authority, the Department of Tourism, CARICOM, etc., on how we could push to lower the cost between islands.
Yeah, definitely. And
but we can't go tell the private sector. The private sector has to. They could apply for benefits. They could apply for certain stuff, but as a government official, I don't know what civics class that we are in where we feel like the government have to do everything. The minute the government is the sole proprietor of businesses in political science, we call that communism.
Oh, we don't need that.
Correct.
We don't need that.
In a free market society, the private sector has to be allowed to engage in capitalism.
Right. And that's important that even the private sector, we know the roles that we play in government as well. And a lot of times when we think about growth in our territory, right, We look at what we can get from the government, but there's so much that we can do on our own as citizens. That's a big deal for me, because a lot of times people hear, oh, you can speak well, you're well known, you this, you that. Their answer and the response, everything is, oh, you got to run for Senate. And I'm of the opinion that there's a lot more work that can take place when people understand the power that they have on the ground, right? If you take all your heavy hitters and put them in government, then, the small people don't usually have representation.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So, yeah. I'm one of those. I like to bat from down here. So that being said, guys, when we having these conversations and we trying to, point blame in the right direction, make sure that we understand the structure of our, our government, our systems, what positions hold what pens, and in what regards, So,
because you guys will get up and go to different states. Mm-hmm. You to fall in line.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wait, hold on. That was sting a little bit, but we're true.
Yeah, you get up and go to the state of Florida.
Yes.
Or Georgia. And when you go to your house, you can only park your car certain direction.
Okay.
If the traffic going this way, you got to park your car this way.
Okay.
When you want to come home and park your car up in the grass, down in the grass, all over the place.
Okay.
When the club finish in the States, the police, when I'm in college, they run you straight to your car. There's no loitering. So it's like
they go and they find out about homeowners association and thing we don't deal with down here.
They want your child to play sports. You pay the coach. You pay the club.
Okay.
Down here we coaching for free. So I don't want to be combative, but we don't get up and find ourselves in the US of A. And we fall directly in line. If I ask somebody in Florida right now, tell me who is your rep. Do you run into them in the grocery store?
Okay.
You could go and tag them on Facebook and then get a response.
Could I ever?
Do you know who is the senator for your district?
Okay.
Do you know what the courthouse of Georgia has just passed yesterday? How you even tuned in to the courthouse? So I'm just simply saying that we take for granted the accessibility that you have to your politicians.
Correct.
And you look for the VI government to fund everything, and that's where the economic model can't work. Because in the States, you try to play sports, you find yourself in Dick's, and you buy the bat, the ball where you need. Here, what the government doing? The government thing, they turn them no ball.
Listen.
What?
Talk the things, Janelle. Okay.
What the government doing? The government has a role, The government has a role to play. However, as a private citizen, you too have a role to play.
Yes.
And
that needed to be said in all caps, okay? And one of the biggest roles that you can play is to go register to vote, all right? Especially because it's the easiest it ever has been, all right, in history. www.vivote.gov. I think the cutoff for the primaries was done gone, yes.
July 2nd. But after the primaries, they will be open for registration again.
Right.
And,
Right. Exactly. And we got some young ones that'll be asking me, I could register, making 18.
Yeah, I'm excited for them. And we've seen a huge uptick of
young people.
Yeah,
I mean, just between 18 to 39 alone you're seeing a lot more involvement, and of course more, even further than that. But I'm loving that and the encouragement for that, because they're seeing that, you know what, you do have a role to play in your community. I had 3 of them in here sitting down with me on Monday, all of whom no, not those young people, younger than those, 17 and 14. Okay, I had this earlier this week. They're actually playing softball, and they're going to the regionals, the cup. So shout them out. And they came in here and they spoke and they asked me, they said, I could register. I wasn't sure if I could register. I said, yes, please make sure that you do. They said, oh, but I don't make 18 but they make it 18 either within the next month or 2 months. So before November.
They're going to be registered.
Yes, so they could get registered. Right, exactly. Yes. Let them know. They want to have the conversations. But I had to tell them, don't do like our generation did. We fall back and we was like, you know what? We ain't gonna room for us in those conversations. We got over here, and then you turn around. We got kids, we got careers, we opened businesses, and now we're looking back like, but there's no room for us at the table. And that's because when we were supposed to be paying attention to the voice that we had, we turned our direction in other ways, just to come full circle and realize that there's only but so far you can get if your laws, your government, and your systems do not align with your goals.
What's painful for me too is every time I campaign, it was just, sorry, don't worry what
them young people, they don't vote.
Oh, God.
You go find them old people. And
Oh, my God.
And when you look at the data, and I'm a data woman. And
That I love.
Yeah, and VIVote.gov, when you look at the amount of registered voters between 18 to 24 or between that 24 to 30 something age range.
Yes.
It's just dismal, So every time I campaign, sorry, you're wasting your time there on Facebook, but you didn't register to vote. So my strategy it became, let me get you guys registered to vote on this end, while I had a two-front approach, right?
Yeah.
So still target my older population, that older demographic, but I began a very strong push to register to vote. If you were seeing the countdown and the little ads and a video of telling you it's 5 minutes long, you just go on VIVote.gov, submit your stuff.
Yes.
Because we have to you can't complain every day on the internet and don't partake in the process.
You know what? I gotta give Jack his jacket where it's due, because years ago when I first moved back home to the Virgin Islands, I was one of those who straight out of high school, up, gone, look back, not for a party, a tat, and nothing, right? Because I wanted to build, I wanted to develop something for myself, but home is always home, okay? Your compass is always going to point you right back home in some way, shape, or form. So when it came time for me to be a parent, it was like, okay, without no doubt, I know where I wanted to be. But you were one of those politicians that always captured my attention, just because it was an age group. You come from an age group I can relate to, and to see your diversity in knowledge and understanding of the different areas of government, as well as the long lasting issues and problems that we have had, and bringing just modernized ways to look at the problems and create new solutions outside of what is traditional for us, right? So I gotta say, it made me want to pay attention, and that's why representation definitely counts in a big way. So thank you for always, being willing to go against the grain, stand out and stand proud, and really push for our community and our people. Just in your service overall, thank you.
Got it.
So
as we wrap up,
yes,
at 10 o'clock,
definitely. So
just my closing commentary would be, I said it last night and I'm going to repeat it again. It came to me on the spot.
Talk to me.
There's this discussion about me being unfit and ill-informed, and the discussion came about with maturity and character, and I equate that to ageism. Clearly, I was the youngest on the stage. So there's a discussion. We don't talk about ageism enough, but there's this thing where I too young and I may be too immature. And it's funny because I watched some Senate sessions back in the day, and they were going tit for tat, and they were older people, right? But I started to say that my closing remarks about this concept of me being confrontational and immature and unfit. First of all, if the people next to me get so unraveled so fast, I have to beg who's really the unfit one. And then I'm serious, and I have when you talk about the responses that we're giving and the inability to give the correct information or even answer the question, I have to beg the question, who's really the ill-informed one? So I end today by saying, with this topic of confrontation, July 3rd was just the other day. We commemorated emancipation.
Correct.
Emancipation couldn't have happened without confrontation. July 4th was just the other day.
Last weekend.
America was formed as a rebuke to tyranny. We got up and we threw tea in the Boston Harbor as a form of no taxation without representation. And because of confrontation, the American Revolutionary War began. And the U.S. of A was born July 4th, 1776.
Okay. Louder for those in the back.
When the Danish government didn't want to pay the people their due wages, 4 queens got up in Frederiksted and confronted the Danish government by saying, listen, Queen Mary, where you going to go born? Don't ask me nothing, Ta. Just give me the match and oil. Bars in jailhouse.
Bars in jailhouses where we going to burn.
So, I said that to say democracy is forged in fire.
That's right.
I ain't going to the Congress to lay down and say, oh, thank you. We are American citizens. And I'm not going with the
the mindset that I am going to be polarizing.
Right.
But I am going to fight for the Virgin Islands. And I promise you, nobody's going to outwork me. They're not going to outprepare me. And nobody's going to fight harder for the VI than I do. And I always say it. Mandela said, when he was tried, he said, freedom is a cause for which I am prepared to die. And my love for the Virgin Islands, that agape love, the outcome of the Virgin Islands is what I am willing to give my life for.
Yes.
Willing to dedicate my life to. So there's no other candidate that could do what I am doing from the academic side, the theoretical side, the lived experiences, and the understanding. I know legislation. I know how the process works. I understand Congress. I understand political science.
Yes.
I understand public policy. I believe I understand it. I understand it.
Yes.
So these fallacies and these like false premises that we're trying to run with, democracy is confrontation. It is good trouble.
Yeah.
And when conflict is inevitable, but
Yes.
it's also a motor for change.
Correct.
So therefore, I ask you, July 20th to the 29th, that's early voting. I ask that you push number 4 on the ballot. And on August 1st, I ask for your support. And like I said last night, when we win the primary, all of the participants on the opposing team are welcome to join Team Sorrow, right? They're welcome to join the movement to the Hill. There is room. We're going to shut the door. Come on over. Number 4 on the ballot, Neka Neekes, delegate for Congress.
It
Have a
is
beautiful
that.
morning.
Oh, my gosh. I let the people know email address, website, anything where they can reach you.
Sarau, SARAUW 4FOR Congress.com. My platform is there. You can donate to the campaign. You can see the latest happening. July 18th, we have a big food sale at St. Thomas. Today, we are canvassing at the Scion Farm, stoplight canvas at Scion Farm. Tomorrow, I think I have bakery stops. I have, I'm speaking somewhere else. Today, I'm talking to, at 12 o'clock, I'm talking to Williams Delight Community Center. And on St. Thomas, we have Bastille Day coming up. We can't forget the contributions of the French people to our community. So we have the entire Bastille Day weekend coming up. And of course, I think we have Mango Millie this weekend as well.
Yes.
We got one bag of thing going on. But guys, be safe out there, drive safe. Stop the violence, put the guns down.
Is that. And it's a pleasure having you here on the studio with us. Thank you again for being here on Bush Tea Money with me. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been yet another awesome rendition of Bush Tea in the Morning right here on 101.3 Roe FM WEVI. And Bush Tea in the Morning, you know, it's your girl Neeks. All right, until next time, I got to let y'all know, shout out to our sponsors, My Lot Variety Store and Smoke Shop, the Flaming Grill STX, and Liberty VI. And then that was a great wrap up to the week, ladies and gentlemen. Until next week, okay? We'll be back. Keep it locked. We still got Angela Yee coming on with the midday. All right, see you. We still got Angela Yee coming on with the midday show. Well, that's the Way Up show, guys. Keep it locked right here on 101.3 Roe FM WEVI. Be safe this weekend. Treat each other well. And you already know. I'll see you later. Keep it locked.
They only expect the least of us.
And when you lick your lips, I get a tingling sensation. Now we're both back tipsy. You say you're in the mood. All I need is about an hour. Better yet, maybe